Why are you so much louder than me?
Because I know how to speak. I have something to say.
Loudmouth.
You millennials are like, what was that article she wants me to watch?
It's the one that you just sent.
No such thing as millennials or
Yeah,
something?
that's the video I just posted.
Is it funny?
Video.
It's great. It's a great video.
It has some funny moments in it, but it's more just good content.
It's awesome.
Is it okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's on. You're on my show now. The camera's going that way, so here we go. Okay. Oh, let me fix the light. Well, that made it better or worse?
It's good to me.
Somebody join. Hi, Sky.1 join. Welcome. Getting started. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go.
We're live?
Yeah, you're live right there.
Hey, welcome to the AskTimChin show, number 5.
5. Yep.
Some of you have asked last time on our first 4 episodes why Micah had the same shirt on. It's the only one he owns, so we went out and bought a new one for tonight. Actually, I even told him to bring more shirts tonight. He didn't. So anyway, hey, this is the show where you submit your deepest, darkest business questions. Matter of fact, you can submit some during the show. You can go to AskTimChin, like chin on your face, CHIN. We spell it the right way. And ask any question you want, and we'll check them in between episodes that we're recording tonight. Here live from Kansas City. Somebody asked today if we could record an episode from the beach.
Where?
I said, fly us there, we'll go.
Yeah.
And then I sent to my wealthy friends I should have sent it to you, the link on the new Honda Jet. Just got final approval in December. It's a cool $1 million. Red, blue, or Calvin Jones and Brandon Nelson. They're going to buy one for me, I think, and then we're going to fly around. We go to the beach. Anyway, welcome to the AskTimChin show. We just got back from Phoenix, and we have a lot of questions from there. So you ready to get started?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, by the way, Michael Horner.
Yeah.
Social media extraordinaire expert. We just started a new Slack community this week, and before we were even ready, Forbes Online magazine recognizes top 20 in the universe, or no? What was it?
Yeah, top 20 in the universe.
Yeah, in the world.
Yeah.
There's only 21, but we made the top 20. Welcome to the show. Here we go. Question number 1.
All right. Sal from Arizona asks, how can I take all the great ideas that come to me and utilize and build them while still working and keeping constant income coming in?
That's easy. Work more hours. Next. Okay, no. Here's the deal. You have to feed your family. And we live in a society where we get home from work and we want to turn our minds off. And that's great if you're a employee. But if you're an entrepreneur and if these ideas are really your passion, you can't sleep. So maybe if you're not finding time for them, they're not really your passion. You don't sleep much.
Never.
Well, 3-4 hours a night you get less than I do. See, when I have an idea on my brain, like I had one this morning, I'm up early, I'm writing it down, I'm up at 2 o'clock writing it down. And so the question, as I understand it, is, how do I do my job, my JOB? By the way, JOB stands for just over broke. And I think the question is, how do I do my job and still develop my ideas? You work more hours. Yeah. Now, it's a season in your life. I've been trying to encourage you lately, because you're a little tired, that it's a season in your life. It'll get better. Though I've been in the season of my life for like 38 years. It's going to get better one of these days. But when it's truly your passion, you make time. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
Now, you own a company. What are you passionate about besides your company?
Besides my company? Food.
And when you do have free time, you eat out a lot.
Yeah. Experiences.
Yeah.
That's what I spend my money on.
Micah told us at dinner the other night, they spend money on creating memories and experiences. And so anyway, the only way there's 24 hours in the day, 168 hours in the week. And I think, too, you have to get the buy-in of your significant other. If you're not going to bed till 3 o'clock in the morning and, she thinks you're talking to Jake from State Farm, you might want to have a conversation about, I'm going to be working on this, agree to a length of time, a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, and lots of communication.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Bottom line, more hours.
Yeah.
See these bags under my eyes? For working more hours.
Our friend Gary Vaynerchuk says that you need to be using your 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. to work on your business.
Yep. You're juggling my camera.
Not
Are
watching
you hitting
TV.
it? There we go. All right, great. Next question.
All right.
That was easy.
Question: how can I incorporate my volunteer / nonprofit work into generating more real estate business?
Well, it depends what your nonprofit is. I mean, if your nonprofit is rescuing greyhounds or clowns from the circus, there may not be that. But I think what they're asking is, because I got asked this question in Arizona last week, the question is, my passion is my nonprofit. Is there any way to monetize when I work for and give back to my nonprofit? So it's not any different. Well, I'll save that question for later. It's not any different. I want to go to the head of the nonprofit and I want to ask them, how can I help the nonprofit? I want to show them how good I am. So how do you get the attention of a nonprofit? You volunteer lots. And then as you volunteer more, you draw attention. Oh, Gary, he's always at everything. He is awesome. You're seen. You're seen as a giver. You're seen as sharing your time and your talents. And I know me, I want to do business with people that care about what I care about. I had a gal here in Kansas City named Dee, and I was getting ready to leave town to go to Arizona, and I do a very high-end probiotic 200 vegetable protein drink, but you have to keep it in the freezer. Well, I can't take it on the plane to keep it frozen, and most of the coolers in the hotels are this big, and the jar's this big. So I asked her, she's with Plexus, and I said, do you have some of your shake mix? I'd like to try it. It's convenient. I'd like to try it on the road. She said yes. She wouldn't let me pay her for it. She brought it to me. Great product. Loved it. And now she has my attention. And today I was coaching her. So there again, if you want to, really, what you're really doing is you're not wanting to use the nonprofit. You're hoping that the donors and the other volunteers will see how committed you are. And they probably, and the other way you would do it, I would say, is that you'd share with your clients in the real estate space, 5% of every transaction goes to this nonprofit. I think there's sometimes, Micah, there's a belief, I mean, you're going to have haters no matter what you do. You can focus on being generous and still have haters. And so some people say, oh, the Bible says you're not supposed to talk about what you give. I tell everybody in my life, I want to know what you're doing because you might give me a great idea. We have a guest here listening to the taping tonight, and I know for a fact Sunday, her and several friends went over and blessed a couple on their anniversary. The wife has stage 4 cancer, just a few months left to live. They had always wanted to go to the beach but could never afford it. So Kirsten Atkins, who herself, executive director of another nonprofit, Pathway to Hope, got a group of ladies together. My wife was a part of it. And they brought the beach theme to their house. And 5 or 6 of them, her with her oxygen tubes on and in hospice care, helped them celebrate and they put it on Facebook and on video. Actually, Kirsten shared the video with my wife, then my wife, being the social millennial she is, put it on. But I love it when you share what you're doing because it gives me ideas on how I can do more. So don't ever be afraid of sharing. So one idea is certainly to say to your clients, for every, whenever I sell or, you buy a home through me or sell a home, I'm donating X number of dollars. Or a lot of people, Micah, will say, you can pick your charity and I'll donate 10% of my commission to your charity or $100 or whatever. So just make sure that you're active, let the people know what you care about and go from there.
Yeah, this is called the humble brag. So
Yeah, you're good at it. You don't brag at all.
No, I don't brag. I try not to.
Right.
But yeah, it's all about building goodwill within the community, especially if you're a real estate agent or if you're in that business. Building up goodwill in the community is enormously important.
Yeah, I want to be. I'd love to be branded as the realtor who helped as many charities as possible.
Absolutely.
So people love generous people. So you're on the right track. But start with the executive director, start with the influencer. Maybe you say to them, I would love to sell you, if you ever thought about selling or buying a home, I'd want to do the total transaction for free and or donate 100% of my proceeds back and show that head of director how good you are because they may be an influencer over hundreds of people or hundreds of donors. So, or say to all the donors, if you use me for real estate, I'm going to donate $500 back to the charity they care about. That would be another marketing strategy. And so if they have 800 or 900 donors, people that believe in it, sell the executive director that you want to help them. And for every person that uses you, $500 back to the nonprofit. That would certainly generate some immediate business and separate you from your competitors. All right, good. Next question.
When starting out in your business, how do you create valuable connections if you don't already have some?
How do you create when you're brand new? Well, first of all, you don't do it sitting at home on Xbox. And there's only 2 reasons why businesses fail. Number one, incompetence, which is usually about only 3% of the people. And the number one reason that businesses fail is because of lack of enough of the right relationships. Now, we all have toxic ones. I don't have any. Thank God I don't. I do have ex-wives, but I don't know if those count. I haven't seen them for a while, actually a long time. And so if you don't have, so you have to have the right relationships. So where do you find them? You got to go where relationships are. And again, it depends what business you're in, what influencers you want. It always goes back to, are you in front of influencers and can you bring them massive value? A lot of times, Micah, and I don't know if you really thought along these lines before we started working together a year or so ago, but you have massive value that you can leverage because you're natural. I don't know what we need to get your IQ tested. I know it's above 30. I'm not sure it's above.
Bit, maybe. I hope so.
I'm not sure if it's above 160, but you're an expert at social media. You're a pretty good tech guy. You're a pretty good editor. You can build websites. All those things. I mean, you really get, even though we've been friends and I've been more your mentor, you've been mentoring me for a couple months, and you leveraged it by, hey, why don't you let me do this, 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 and this for you? So as you're getting started, you need to have a real self-talk with yourself and say, what talents do you have? Maybe you have an event space that you can leverage. Maybe you have a software. You've got some software that you can leverage. Maybe you have a database you can leverage. So you have to find out the influencer in the space you want to be in, find out what they need, see if you have it. And the word leverage, we just really underestimate ourselves and what we have to leverage. Sometimes I'm leveraging prayer warriors. Sometimes I'm leveraging a counselor sitting here tonight. But I think sometimes you need to take an assessment of what you have to leverage. So let me ask you a question. To any business in America, what would be the top 3 things you think you could leverage to get their attention?
First off, I think small businesses, is that what you said?
Yeah.
A lot of small businesses struggle with online marketing in general.
Okay.
Something I happen to have experience in.
You eat, breathe, and sleep it.
Yeah.
So what's a struggle for them? You could make 3 or 4 recommendations in 5 minutes without even thinking about it.
Absolutely.
Okay. What else? Number 2.
Let's see. I don't know if that's really my big strength.
You got more.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. You own a company.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I could. Yeah, absolutely. That's
if you wanted to comp somebody 30 days of fast start, getting your phone answered, making yourself look bigger than you are, Micah could do it through Vicky Virtual. That's the company he owns, VickyVirtual.com. Check it out. I'm gonna tell you something else you could leverage. You can leverage your loyalty. You're a good friend, and sometimes they just need, a critical thinker. Number 4, you're an expert in millennials. So if somebody wanted that market, you could share with them ideas on that.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't talk about politics.
Yeah, with any millennial, really.
Because then you might not want to ever talk to them again. No. Okay? So find out what you have to leverage. Find out what they're looking for. Again, and maybe we can talk about the top 3.5 business questions of all time that you might want to ask to start the conversation. But how can you help me? And everybody can, well, how about I come mow your yard? That would be a big help, because that would give me an hour and a half of free time to do something else profitable. You go, well, you can wash my car, whatever. Take me to dinner. Buy Micah a craft beer. He'll sit down with you over a craft beer anytime.
Absolutely.
All right. Great.
Yeah,
Good question. Is that it for this episode, or are we going to another one?
We can go some more.
All
I
right.
just want to say one more thing about this. It goes back to the second question about creating goodwill. You owning RLI, the networking company, know that there's so many people that go into an in-person networking event.
Yep.
And they're there to get something from it. They're there to extract value from it. If you do that, then nobody will ever go into business with you. I mean, nobody that you want to be in business with.
Well, I call them sales vultures, and maybe that's probably almost a whole episode.
Yeah.
So we better save that idea. So again, so let's talk about a couple tips though when you do walk into a networking room. I'm always going to be there early because I want to talk. Usually the people in charge are there, but I also want to know who's in the room. And I go in to a networking meeting wanting to only meet certain people, not everybody.
Right.
So what you do is I would go back, maybe before the event was getting ready to start, go back to the sign-in table and see who's there. Then I would ask, usually you're there with somebody you know. Rarely do you walk in all by yourself. But then I would ask the person I know, hey, I see that Michael Horner's here. Do you know him? Yeah, I know Mike well. I'd like to meet him. And then have them introduce you to the person you want to meet. Cut down on your time. There again, you're looking for what we call a power team. And you don't need to meet everybody in the room. You just need to meet a few critical ones. All right?
Absolutely. Yep. And give them value. If you want to create these valuable connections, if you want to create valuable connections, then you have to be the first to give value. And you have to do the majority of the value up front to create the goodwill so that it comes back to you.
And if you're new in business, you have nothing but time.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so I can't tell you. I coached for probably 2 years for free. And I wasn't doing it for a living. I was just doing it to help people. But I honed my skill so that when I did start charging, I went from free to $500 an hour, to now $1,500. So when you have nothing but time, volunteer, show people, build websites. I talked to a young college gal the other day. She wants to build a website. Good, go buy it, build some for some influential people for free. Show them how good you are. You've got nothing but time.
Absolutely.
Don't waste it. Beep. Is this the end of episode 4?
Yeah. Yeah. We got, is that 4 questions? 4 good questions knocked out? 3?
Okay.
That'll work.
We got enough for another before we get some more from her?
Yeah. Well, we got to ask our question of the day.
We're going to ask her the question of the day?
In this episode, we got to ask the audience a question of the day.
Oh, okay. What's the question of the day?
Do you have anything?
Well, March Madness will be over by the time they see this, so who's going to win the World Series? Or you already asked who your favorite baseball team is. What's your favorite comfort food?
It's a good one.
Mine are beef ribs.
Beef ribs?
Yeah, yours are hamburgers?
Yeah, burgers.
Burger.
Bar food, yeah.
Ugh. Then why did I take you to...
Food.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, what's your favorite comfort food? Let us know. Where do they let us know at?
In the comments. Right below.
Comments down below. All right, great.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time on the Ask Tim Chin Show. Come back. Bye.